Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Exploring marketing research. Chapter number 8, part 2. That is survey research. Learning objectives are to discuss how response error may be an unconscious misrepresentation or a deliberate falsification, to classify surveys according to the method of communication, according to the degree of structure and disguise in questionnaires, and on temporal basis, to emphasize the importance of survey research to total quality management programs. Let's start with the systematic error bias. The tree diagram of the total survey error shows that systematic error has two types: administrative error and respondent error. So first I'm going to talk about administrative error and then respondent error. Administrative error means that there can be improper administration of the research task, and blunders can occur such as confusion, neglect, omission. Tree diagram of the total survey error shows that there can be data processing error, sample selection error, interviewer error, and interviewer cheating. Administrative errors. So these are the administrative errors. There can be interviewer cheating, that filling in fake answers or falsifying interviewers. Data processing error can occur. That means that incorrect data entry, computer programming, or other procedural errors during the analysis stage. So these errors can occur intentionally or unintentionally. So sample selection error, improper sample design or sampling procedure execution. So interview cheating, data processing error, sample selection error are all administrative errors. So a researcher must be careful when filling in the data, or when processing the data, or when researcher is to select the sample. There can be interviewer error. Field mistakes can happen when interviewer is not given the due consideration to the interviews. Rule of thumb estimates for systematic error. So sampling error due to random or chance fluctuations may be estimated by calculating confidence intervals with the statistical tools. Classifying survey research methods. We can classify survey research method with the method of communication, structure and disguised questions, temporal classification. Structured and disguised question. A structured question limits the number of allowable responses. For example, the respondent may be instructed to choose one alternative response, such as under 18, 18 to 35, or over 35, to indicate his or her age. Unstructured questions do not restrict respondents' answers. An open-ended unstructured question such as "Why did you shop at Save Mart?" allows the respondent considerable freedom in answering. Structured and disguised questions. The researcher must also decide whether to use undisguised questions or disguised questions. A straightforward or undisguised question such as "Do you have dandruff problem?" assumes that the respondent is willing to reveal the information. However, researchers know that some questions are threatening to a person's ego, prestige, or self-concept. Therefore, they have designed a number of indirect techniques of questioning to disguise the purpose of the study. Time period for surveys. There are two time periods for the survey. One is cross-sectional studies and the second one is longitudinal studies. Cross-sectional study means when data is collected at a single point in time, and longitudinal study is when respondents are questioned at two or more different times. Further explanation of cross-sectional study is a study in which various segments of a population are sampled. Data are collected at a single moment in time. Longitudinal study, a survey of respondents at different times, thus allowing analysis of changes over time. There can be a tracking study, compare trends, and identifying changes in consumer satisfaction, etc. So, what is a tracking study? What is a tracking study? It is a type of longitudinal study that uses successive samples to compare trends and identify changes in variables such as consumer satisfaction, brand image, or advertising awareness. Consumer panel. Researchers use consumer panels for their research. So, a longitudinal survey of the same sample of individuals or household to record in a diary their attitudes, behavior, or purchasing habits over time. So, in marketing research, researchers are using several consumer panels for several marketing problems to solve those problems. Total quality management and customer satisfaction surveys. Total quality management is a business philosophy, and this business philosophy emphasizes market-driven quality. It is a top organizational priority. Nowadays, every organization is given due consideration to the total quality management concept. Stages in tracking quality improvement. Stages in tracking quality improvement. So this is a very simple process that organizations use to bring in improvement in the quality of the products or service. So it starts with the commitment and exploration, then benchmarking, then there comes the initial quality improvement, and lastly continuous quality improvement. So I will explain one by one all these stages in the tracking quality improvement process. Commitment and exploration stage. This is the initial stage of quality improvement. So in this stage, management makes a commitment to total quality assurance. Marketing researchers explore external consumer needs and problems, and then with this external consumer needs and problems, they try to bring in solution in-house or inside a factory for those problems. So marketing researchers explore internal consumer needs, beliefs, and motivation so that they can provide a quality product for the satisfaction of their customers. The next stage is benchmarking stage. In benchmarking stage, research establishes quantitative measures is benchmark or points of comparison. I repeat it again that research establishes quantitative measures is benchmark or point of comparison. Overall satisfaction and quality ratings of specific attributes and employees' actual performance and perceptions. So it means organization has to benchmark its standards with some other established standards of any other organization in that particular area. Initial quality improvement stage. So this is the tracking wave one that measures trends, establishes a quality improvement process within the organization, and translates quality issues into internal vocabulary of the organization, establish performance standards and expectations for improvement. Continuous quality improvement. The last stage in the quality improvement process consists of many consecutive waves with the same purpose to improve over the previous period. Quality improvement management continues. So quality improvement philosophy tells us that there is always a room for improvement. So organizations continuously bring in quality improvement in the products or services. Determinants of the quality of goods. Determinants of the quality of goods rely on or is dependent upon the performance of the product, features of the product, conformance with specifications, reliability of the product, durability of the product, and serviceability of the product. So these are the factors that determine the quality of a good. And lastly, one more important factor, that is aesthetic design. Aesthetic design is also very critical determinant of the quality of a good. Determinants of service quality. Determinants of service quality consist of access, communication, competence, courtesy, reliability, and credibility. Thank you. That's all for part 2.